Welcome everybody to another episode of Candid Convos. Today's guest is Vlad Portnoy. Vlad, thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourself so our audience can get to know you.
I am a solo attorney. I've been a solo attorney since 2009, running my own shop. So it's been October 2009. So like 13 and a half years now. I've been doing trust and estates, elder law, probate, special needs planning, and guardianships in New York City.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I got to ask pretty much my favorite question. What made you want to become a lawyer?
It's a loaded question. You don't have 2 hours, but in general, I grew up in Russia until I was in my teens when I immigrated to the States. I wanted to become a lawyer since I was 8. I did not want to become anything else. I could not do anything else. I did not want to be or do anything else. Was the only difference that I wanted to be a corporate lawyer. Specifically, I wanted to be a lawyer in-house for a company or corporation where I would be a part of an in-house department. Imagine I wanted to be a legal version of Don Draper before there was Don Draper.
Okay.
That was literally my thing, smoky rooms, expensive suits, scotch, things of that nature. And I got my wish, and I became a corporate attorney in-house on Wall Street. So I did about 2 years in the company until a combination of recession and my disillusionment of the choice turned me into to look for other areas of practice, but still trying to be a lawyer so I can make a difference in people's lives. What I did was I switched from helping a corporation, which is a legal entity but not a real person, because it's a company, as any business, it has politics, and I don't do politics well. I'm a straight shooter. So when I found this niche, I just switched from doing long business agreements to what I thought was something similar, meaning trusts, 60-page agreements with vendors and 60-page trusts. And when I realized what I got myself into, I realized that it's completely different language, even though it's all English. It's a completely different verbiage, laws, understanding, outlook, ethics, everything's different, but I really found my niche. So I've been very happy doing what I'm doing.
But you're not handling this all by yourself anymore.
Yeah, well, that's true. It's a funny thing. It was actually a sheer accident where after I've tried to look for business coaching, and it was always like, I speak with someone like, yeah, pay us this much money and but they don't really have your best interest. They want to spoon feed you just enough so you can stay there forever. It's like a doctor that's not treating your condition, but keeps giving you happy pills.
Yeah, the cure. The money is not in the cure; it's in the medicine. Yeah.
Right. So that's how it felt. So one day, a friend of mine, it was right on the decline of a pandemic. A friend of mine that I've been talking to on the phone, but I haven't really seen because of the pandemic for a couple of years, reached out and said, "Hey, I am going to be in your neighborhood. Do you want to go out for coffee?" And I was miserable. I had so much work to do. I was going to work Saturday and Sunday, and I knew if I'm going to meet her, it's going to be another 3 hours of work. But I'm like, I can't live like this. There's someone who wants to see me because it's me, and they value my company, and it's great. So I took that, and we went out for coffee, and we were just talking, and we were mostly talking about, our challenges and families, because we're old friends. And she's also a lawyer, and she's also does what I do in the same demographic. So we're kind of competitors, but we're kind of not. So then, we're already done. We're kind of leaving. And she goes, "Are you okay?" And I was so used to just complaining, or trying not to complain, rather. I was complaining to myself about myself, and I started kind of caving in on myself. And I was ready to really quit just because I knew I was stagnant, and I felt like I'm just stupid, and I couldn't figure it out. And after 4 or 5 years of the same thing. I'm like, well, by now it should have come to me, and it didn't. And I said, yeah, I can't grow. I'm miserable. Even though my clients love me, I can't do anything. And she said, have you heard of the business coach? And I heard. And then she said, no, there's this one company that does it really well, and I've been a member for a year. And I'm like, okay. So she told me about how to manage a small law firm, and I joined, and it was a revelation. Within 3 months, I turned around. There were other things that came up that were suddenly, but at least I knew that I found those people that understand, that have the best interests in mind. They have all these other lawyers in the same boat. I finally found this support group, even though not necessarily we're going to sit around in circle and complain, but there's just people that understand. Even if I bump into someone in the hallway, they will help me with, like, these people are very giving, and they also went through this one way or the other, or still going through it. So at least I'm not alone. And suddenly it was a revelation. So I went and I joined, and almost immediately, I heard about one of the members who went through this and was able to build not one but two businesses, Brett Tremblay, and Get Stuffed Up came up all the time. But again, I wasn't ready to pull the trigger. This was November. I joined in October of 21. So like January, February of 22, I am now still me, still by myself, but I am kind of like, and I see what needs to be done. Now I have a game plan. Now I have a picture, but I still don't, I'm still working. It's ungodly hours. I can't implement all of that. Something had to give. And part of growing up as a business owner, something that they don't teach you in law school, is to tell yourself, and I couldn't trust anyone. I couldn't, I can't. I had a few part-time paralegals here and there over the years, but they did manual tasks. I did all the heavy lifting. And so I need the misery to stop. So that's when I bit the bullet. And in February of 22, I reached out to Get Stuffed Up. I reached out to a couple of other similar programs, but they weren't quite what I was looking for. Get Stuffed Up really was set up the way organic, because Brett himself went through this and he knew from the ground up how it's supposed to work. So he built it like he was building it for himself. And so I got my first Get Stuffed Up staffer in early March of 22, and I had $500 in my account. I said, listen, I am going to get you now. I'm going to put the rest on my credit card. And I was very candid. I said, look, I've been doing this for a long time. You have no idea what I'm doing, but we don't have time to I will teach you. I'm very patient. I will push all the other work aside, but I will work with you, but I need help. And she said, she was very professional and said, we'll see what we can do. And by April, first week we met every day for 2 hours, and I was talking and talking, and she was very patient with me. Later I found out I could have cut it half because she was very smart, but she was very patient. The second week we met every day for half an hour, and the third week I didn't realize that I haven't spoken with her for 5 days until it was like Friday of third week, and I'm like emails like, this guy called, whatever, but we haven't done this. And I said, oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to neglect you. How are we doing? And then she goes, well, this is what I've been up to. And then she goes, and here's an email. And I reached out to this guy, and then we're doing this marketing. And I also had a few, some free time. So I did this thing that I think that I didn't ask you, but I think you will like it. And it was amazing. It was something that I would do if I had all the time in the world and learned. And
the fact that you got out of that pinch, and that you got the network to do so, and the staff to do so, now that you're thinking about how to go at this as a team, that's what they don't teach you in law school. And that should be crucial. In my opinion, should be crucial. You want to grow your law firm, you need to grow your staff. You need to access people that have core values, people that are committed to you. And there's a lot of different things that you got to do, but this is one of the main ingredients. So
Yep.
I was also wondering, what type of relationship do you have with someone that's located in a completely separate country? Like, how do you make it work when it comes to like just meeting through the computer and Zoom and handling things via phone?
Well, the funny thing is, and I have to go in a couple of minutes because I have an appointment. You'll cut this out. But the thing is that, so what happened was she was so good. She was in Argentina. And then at some point, we, again, as I said, we needed to grow. So we got, in October, we got 2 more people. So we had 3. Then she moved on to another position and we replaced her with a full-time marketer. So now what we did was she was doing phones and marketing and another, and now we have someone doing nothing but phones. Well, we had 2 people doing nothing but phones. One was doing the intake and one was doing the follow-up with the clients, and one is doing marketing, full-time marketing. And that seems to work. The intake guy also had to leave for a better opportunity, but by that time we had other controls in place that were keeping 2 Get Staffed Up staffers right now out of the 4 I've gone through, and they were in one of the girls in South Africa, we have Mexico, Colombia, and Argentina. So honestly, it's very easy when you're dealing with people who are properly vetted and they want to be there, because every one of them that they came in, I said, look, here, you don't know what we're doing here. You've never even been to the States. You don't have the mentality of the States. And I don't have your mentality. But what we're doing is, there are 2 things that we're doing. We are trying to help people and we are having fun doing it.
Very happy to know that your law firm and your business had such a huge evolution. So congratulations. I know that a lot of us can learn from this. Although I do want to be very mindful of your time. So I do have one last question for you, which is a quick one. Vlad, can you please let people know where they can find you and what you can do for them?
Vlad Portnoy. I am in New York City and I'm licensed in New York, New Jersey. The main office number is 212-920-6371. I've been talking about Get Stuffed Up nonstop to lawyers and non-lawyers. I actually have speaking of which, a bunch of friends who are in real estate, they're brokers, they're lawyers, and they're non-lawyers, they're business, and they've been asking me where I get my people, which is awesome. So, just to say, anyone who is watching this, I am open to talk to you about Get Stuffed Up, because you have to, and you have to let go of that little bit of control. You can still manage, but managing and being a control freak is a big difference. So I'm easily located, and I guess Get Stuffed Up can have has my contact information, and you can freely give it out.
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much, Vlad. We will seize the opportunity when it comes. Thank you very much for your time, and I wish you continued growth and success, because you are making a difference. So thank you, Vlad.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for keep doing your good work. I'll come back for more. It's like, it's very addictive.